Now, let's remember that the mainstream media is completely corrupt and out of touch and live in a bubble. So the way they have been reporting this whole presidential race has been skewed backwards and upside down. Even Super Tuesday, right? Hillary Clinton, she's going to win everything, even though the only states she won are states Democrats always lose in the general. Okay. She's going to... So let's remember, the New York Times is the newspaper of record, but who listens to records anymore? Am I right? Am I right?
That's a pun.
And the New York Times is already calling the election for Hillary with the same confidence that they said the Iraq weapons of mass destruction were there. Remember that, New York Times? Let's remember that the mainstream media has been wrong about everything at every turn. Everybody has been wrong about. Here's what they keep saying. Oh, Trump. Oh, he's going to. He really screwed up this time, boy. He really screwed up this time, boy. It's because the plutocrats, the ruling elite in our country live in a bubble, and they really do believe the stuff they tell each other. Like, hey, Iraq was a mistake. We really thought there was. They didn't lie. Everybody thought they had weapons of mass. Everybody had it was an intelligence failure. Even though we know the Project for the New American Century wanted to go into Iraq and then wanted to go into Syria. So we know this already. Well, we all know that they said we need a Pearl Harbor so we knew that. We knew the Iraq war was a lie. We knew they went in anyway because they had a vision for how they wanted to reshape the Middle East. So they committed war crimes in an illegal war. Everybody knows that except the people in the mainstream media in America and mainstream politicians. Because here comes a non-mainstream politician. Remember we played this last week? Here's Donald Trump saying what everybody in the world except the ruling elite and the media think. This is what everybody...
Whatever you want, I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right. Governor.
So when he
only
did
thing he's ever been booed on by Republicans, and that's it.
those were the donors, and he's right about that when he says when he points to those debate audiences. These are the donors, and that's who is there, and that's who is booing that because. Here's what Charles Krauthammer said. He said that's going to ruin Trump. Here's what he said.
I think he might have made a major stumble in terms of substance when he accused George W. not just of making a mistake, but of deliberately lying us into the war. Now, that is a charge that you have to go to the more radical Democrats to hear. You don't hear it among Republicans. You don't hear it from reasonable Democrats.
You don't even hear it from the mainstream news media. You didn't even hear the truth from anybody, and it took a clown like Donald Trump to say it on stage at a Republican debate in South Carolina. It took a clown like that to tell the truth that everybody knew was the truth, right? Except for Charles Krauthammer and everybody inside the Beltway, okay? So, oh, look, I moved it a little.
And by the way, it's people like Charles Krauthammer and George W. Bush, people who are afraid to say it was a lie, da-da-da. That is the reason why you get the Tea Party first, and now you're getting Donald Trump. It's because they refuse to take responsibility for their own shit.
You are correct.
I mean, everybody, you're right. Every single person knew, including people who vote Republican, and they wanted somebody to say, no, it was a lie. If they had just done that, I got to tell you, you would not have the situation you have.
They've gotten it wrong at every step. The mainstream media, they keep, Trump's... Don't listen to the mainstream news media. Don't listen to the New York Times when they say that Super Tuesday killed Bernie Sanders, even though all the rest of the states favor Bernie Sanders, the rest of the contests. He has a majority of states going his way from here on till the convention. Don't listen to the mainstream news media, and that's why people get their news from YouTube.